Skilly wee bop, a Scooby Doo. I said, whoa, America, we love you. Cause you rock and you roll in your silver soul. You'll be rocking till you're 101 years old, the baby bubba. To the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Damn. I like that song. What's up? Skid! Oh, my neck is tight as a fucking snare drum. You must show some respect. Yeah. All right. It's Friday night. It's not. It's Thursday, but I'm shooting this before because I'm not going to have time Friday. So, yeah, it's planned. It's called having a plan, okay? Planning. All right, fam, how are you? Hope everything is well. Let's get to the nitty-gritties. I want to discuss ego. I've been reading some things about ego. I got an ego, you got an ego, we got an ego, we all got an ego, we got an ego, we got an ego, baby. Alright, I got a little nutty. That might be some of the pre-workout still working through the veins. A little leftover residue. That doesn't sound good. Listen, ego. Ego is a vicious, deceitful bastard. All right, you got to fight that thing like it's a real monster. It's deceiving. It's disruptive. It will fuck up a team dynamic real quick if somebody has an overbearing ego. That goes into. I mean, if you're imagine trying to plan some sort of mission, take over anything, a business plan, tactical plan. I mean, fuck a marketing plan, anything. And there's just a giant ego in the room. Bro, you're not going to get shit done. There's not going to be any kind of planning with any kind of relevant forward movement to complete any kind of mission. You got to keep that big monster in check. So, how do you do that? Man, it's a great question. I'd fight that motherfucker with a spear and a Mark 19 if you got one. Best practice that I know of is knowing yourself. Why do I refer to knowing yourself? Well, because if you know yourself, you're aware. If you're aware, by that I mean you're aware of your emotions and your own thoughts, right? The shit doesn't just happen on accident, okay? So, if you are aware and you operate at a high level of awareness, you will understand where ego fucking hides. It doesn't always show up just like where you think you would be egotistical about things. Like, you know, some men are like, oh, you know, get egotistical about women being stronger than men or whatever the fuck. That's whatever. But you have to know everyone has an ego about something. I just made the most basic fucking examples that, you know. But everyone has an ego about something. I remember talking to Yuli at the office, and I go, do you think like Gandhi and the Dalai Lama would be egotistical about who has the most inner peace? Like, I mean, they're still dudes, right? They're just like at a super high level of awareness. Like, would they just be sitting there like, no, Gandhi, I am the most inner peace. I have the most innerness. The most peace, I am more one than anyone. And then the Dalai Lama's like, ugh, Gandhi, you're so full of shit, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting. Or would they both just be like, no, you have the most inner peace. You, my friend, have found intergalactic oneness. I'm throwing some Jim Carrey lines at you if you know what I'm talking about. It's a little wink. That's a little wink for you. Now, the reason that's important to know who you are is because then you can identify where ego will deceive you and where it will lie to you and hide from you and disguise it as something else, as some sort of, like you were slighted somehow, as some sort of misinterpretation, man, it'll come in many forms. Maybe you're caught up about a word or phrase that was used in that you thought was like somehow an attack on you. Believe me, a lot of the times it's not that. Whatever you think it is, majority of the times, it's fucking not. That is probably some ego shit rising up. Yo, another thing too. You gotta dig deep to find these types of things. This is not your like casual like, okay, I'll just be aware of what I feel when I get pissed off or when somebody says something and it makes me mad. I'm like, you gotta really like take a pause. You gotta fucking take a pause for a second, understanding and actually ask this question in your head when you feel like, you're like, what the fuck? Why do I feel like I'm being attacked? Or why the fuck do I feel like this person has it out for me? Or why don't I fucking like this person? Why is this piece of shit bothering me so much? I guarantee you a lot of it has to do with ego. Now, I don't know about women. I'm just talking about men, okay? I'm just talking about men. How women think and feel, no fucking idea. No clue. But men, I know myself pretty fucking well, so I'm going to say that this is a majority of the time, this is how we think. A majority. I didn't say all the time, okay? So, now, in that case, you have to, like I said, pause. You got to fucking sit, kneel, bend, take a knee, face outward, hold security, fucking drink water. That's what you got to do, okay? You do that in milliseconds so you can understand in the situation and not make some sort of brash blow up or lose your shit on somebody or make a worthless comment and say some stupid shit, right? Or worse, you do some sort of stupid action that later on you're like, fuck, why did I do that? Ego. Come to me, ego. Yeah, no, it's not a good move. Like, and you gotta dig deep and try to understand what's going on there. I'm no fucking therapist. I encourage therapy. Go get some. Fuck, I need some, I'll tell you that right now. But like, a lot of the times, you're just not gonna have people always there for you that are gonna fucking be able to talk shit out. You're gonna have to figure some of this shit out by yourself. Now, I'm not saying all the time, but some of the time you will. You're just gonna have to take fucking responsibility. Now, that being said, that's where I say knowing yourself is so important. Now, going back to understanding where that deceptive and malingering fucking ego is gonna be tough, and it's gonna take trial and error. Like, you gotta really check in and go, wait, what's going on? Why do I feel like I want to punch this person in the mouth right now? Why is this? What did he say that's got me so hot that I gotta fucking, that I'm thinking some violent shit? Or that I'm like, fuck, why do I want to just attack this person verbally? Like, maybe I just want to fucking just get under their skin. I'm like, why? Why do I want to do that? Believe me, a majority of the time, well, don't believe me, but a majority of the time it's ego. It's ego, man. And you gotta keep that shit in check. Artists are no different. We're not the exception. Warriors are no different. Warriors have an ego. Artists have an ego. Listen, I'm not saying have no ego. That's, first of all, that's fucking highly unlikely. And it sounds like a practice in fucking insanity. Have an ego. It's okay to have an ego. It's good for a man to have a healthy ego. But there is a point where the ego gets in the way and you will not grow. You will not learn. You will not open yourself up to new opportunities, whether that be in business, relationship, or even education. You will be kind of creating an egotistical prison in your mind, and you'll be like, oh, that motherfucker just doesn't get me. Or, oh, that piece of shit doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, why be so flippant? Why so, just throwing out labels and just casting people out like they're fucking, like they're used dog shit on a Sunday. It's unnecessary. And that's where you have to check and reel yourself in with your ego. Like, first of all, everyone has something to offer. Not everyone has something to offer that may be relevant to you, right? Because everybody's fucking different. Everybody's different, and everybody's the same. It's a very interesting and confusing sentence. But if you know what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't, look into it yourself. I'm not here to give everyone the answers. Fuck, I'm looking for my own. But now that being said, I am starting to master some of those things, and I feel like other people can too, as far as understanding where it is that ego will arise and get in the way of something. And that's important. That's important, man, if you're looking for growth and strength. You got to know that shit. You got to be able to identify when you're like, this is some ego shit. Or when you say something and you immediately go, well, that was some ego shit. I don't know why I said that. Once you start like filtering your thoughts like that, you'll understand why your emotions are like the way they are and how easily they get connected to the thoughts that you have. Right? Like a common, I remember one thing was an interesting argument I had, which came first, right? The feeling or the thought? You know, there's an argument for the thought, there's an argument for the feeling. You know, I don't know. When I get to that point of Zen, I'll fucking tell you, alright? But anyway, so, first, know yourself. Take a pause, right? Take a pause. Think and feel, and then ask yourself a question. That question's usually going to involve something like, why do I feel like this? Why am I so pissed about this sentence or phrase, or how this person looked at me, or you know, slighted me in some sort of fucking way? It might be your ego. It just might be your ego. It might not be. Maybe that person really did give you the finger and he meant it, and it wasn't meant for somebody behind you. In that case, whatever you're doing, stop, you know? But in the other case, maybe you deserved it and you just give them a nod and laugh. Who the fuck knows? What I'm saying is, I'm speaking about a relationship when you're with your friends, co-workers, family members, maybe future business partners, things of that nature. Keep your fucking ego in check. It's healthy to have one. It's fucking healthy when it starts it's super unhealthy and disruptive when it gets out of control. You'll be just the greatest motherfucker that ever lived. Yeah, maybe, but you'll be fucking alone. I can guarantee you that. You'll be one lonely, cool motherfucker. Alright guys, that's it. That's all I got. Do your best. Keep your ego in check. When all that shit arises, ask yourself that question. What's going on? Why am I feeling this? And is this real or is this in my head? Okay? Do good things. Seek knowledge. Grow strong. Every day. All day. Wash your damn hands. I'm out.